Hello and welcome back to Never Seen It, a podcast about movies that I haven't seen and my other host hasn't seen either.
Most of the time.
Betsy.
That's me.
And I'm Trent. Today we are continuing our Keanu-thon.
Keanu-thon!
Of Mr. Keanu Reeves. We are entering the 90s with The Devil's Advocate.
Correct.
So this is a movie that neither of us have seen.
Indeed.
So what do you know about The Devil's Advocate, Betsy?
So The Devil's Advocate, I'm under the impression that Keanu Reeves is a lawyer for the devil.
There are lawyers in this movie.
But he's the lawyer for the devil.
Yeah, and Al Pacino is the devil.
Right. I think if anything is going to be just completely over the top about this movie, it will be Al Pacino playing the devil.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have seen him in many movies, and it's not overacting, but he definitely has an ability to get excessively loud and intense. And playing the devil, I just have a suspicion he's going to be chewing up the scenery and acting his butt off.
Yeah, I can... So I know nothing about this movie other than how it breaks bad for everything way at the very end. I don't know what happens. I don't know anything about the plot.
Okay.
Other than at the end it gets real bad.
Well, that's usually, if you make a deal with the devil, you have to expect it's not going to go well.
Right, and I don't know what goes on, how we get there, what the overall plot is, but I know there are lawyers.
Yep.
Because, hey, advocate is somebody, that's the term. But yeah, I don't know, Betsy.
Right.
This movie is kind of in a dark place for me. I've heard of it. I've heard it's really good. I've heard that Al Pacino just goes fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So it was 1997.
97.
We got Keanu Reeves, who is early 30s at this point.
Yeah. So it's well after his run-in with Speed that really put him on the map as far as things other than what he was known for in the 80s.
Oh yeah, that and
which
Point
is
Break.
Bad acting. And yeah, Point Break, I guess, is the other thing that really got him. And that was more of an action movie.
Yeah.
More than what we were used to.
Pre-Matrix.
Yeah, pre-Matrix. Which, again, we're not going to watch The Matrix.
No.
Because we've seen The Matrix. So, Betsy, what do you think the first movie that you saw Keanu in?
I was trying to think about this, and I feel like it was Speed. When I'm
so?
looking back,
Yeah.
I didn't see it in the theater. I was very much too young for that. So I assume I watched it on like ABC, the Saturday night movie, with all the edits and everything.
But that's a movie that you could probably edit down pretty easily.
I think so.
There's no big moments of huge violence in that. There's just a lot of language.
Minimal swearing.
Dennis Hopper all hopped up on coke.
Oh my god, Dennis Hopper always is like a nutty, just insane person.
Yeah, and that was just his kind of thing for most of his acting.
Most of his career, he's playing a very insane person.
A coked up maniac.
Fair enough. So yeah, I think it was probably Speed was the first thing I saw Keanu in, and then after that, it was just kind of oddball things, but probably The Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
I think it's about the same. I don't know when I saw Speed, but that was probably the first thing I saw him in. If it's not that, it's The Matrix.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch The Matrix when it was like brand new in '99. I think I didn't see it until it came out on DVD. Like most people, it was the first DVD I ever bought.
It was the first DVD I ever watched. I don't think I bought it, but certainly the first movie I saw on DVD.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you told yourself, "Oh, this is so the future. The future's here, Betsy."
Lasted for all of like 10 years, and we were already talking about something else.
Yeah, on a 4x3 tube TV, CRT TV. Before we had any kind of notion of HD or widescreen or cinematic quality.
Well, I went to college like 3-4 years later. We were talking about Blu-ray. In a chemistry class. We were talking about Blu-ray, and I was like, what the heck is Blu-ray?
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, everybody's buying Blu-ray.
Yep.
And now we've moved on to 4K.
We're in 4K, and next we're going to hit 8K. It's a process, Betsy.
There you go.
But you know what they say? The human eye is actually only capable of seeing about 8K.
It can't really go beyond that.
Yeah.
Unless they improve human vision.
What are you saying, Betsy?
I'm just saying. Unless they improve human vision.
You keep rubbing your eye.
Because I have something in my eye.
All right, so the Devil's Advocate, Mr. Keanu Reeves.
Mr. Al Pacino.
Mr. Al Pacino. And I know Charlize Theron is also in this one. Yes.
Well, all right
Very
then.
early in her career. A relative unknown.
Yeah.
To us, anyway. But yeah, that's about all I know about this movie.
Let's go make a deal with the devil.
Let's not. Let's just go watch the movie.
Ah, fine.
All right, we'll be right back. So that was Devil's Advocate.
Indeed.
So Al Pacino.
So, okay, this movie is a little bit of a slow burn.
Yeah.
So they give you little bits of things here and there, but basically the first almost 2 hours, I was like, am I gonna like do I like this movie? Do I dislike this movie? But they finished this movie with such a bang. The last 30, 40 minutes is awesome.
Yes. They sprinkle in so many very, very, very subtle things.
Yeah.
That if you didn't know better to look for that, it would just be nothing.
If you looked away for just a second, you miss it.
And it's not even visual cues. It's
No.
what is said and how it's said. And so...
A certain look on your face.
Right. The dialogue is just woven into the story perfectly.
Yeah.
There's so many different references to the devil and for evil and for Christianity in general. That, man.
And not just Bible quotes hitting you over the head.
No.
Yeah. So, let's start at the beginning. The big thing, his character's name is John Milton. Do you know who John Milton is?
I do not.
John Milton was an author who wrote Paradise Lost. And I'll give you a description. It's an epic poem. The poem concerns the biblical story of the fall of man, the temptation of Adam and Eve by the fallen angel Satan and their expulsion from the Garden of Eden.
All right.
So John Milton was very much an intentional choice for this character's name.
Okay.
Now, they don't really bring it up in the movie.
It's kind of a wink and a nod for the people in the know.
Well, it's the thing of being set in present day, circa 1997.
Yep.
Satan, if he's on planet Earth, is going to undergo different personas. He could have picked that name for himself because of this.
Right.
If you really want to get analytical.
Yeah.
So,
Which is the point of this podcast, by the way. Analyzing the shit out of movies.
Reading into things that might not be real.
Yep.
Or definitely real, and you just get hit over the head with them.
Yeah. All right. So what did you think? So, overall, you said it was a slow burn.
Yes.
But it pays off at the end.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was great. Yeah.
I really liked this by the end of it. And I think that is to the credit of the acting because Charlize Theron is acting her ass off.
Wow, was I impressed by 1997, Charlize.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very early in her career. This is the most acting I've ever seen Keanu Reeves do.
Yeah.
He had a huge range in this movie.
Yeah.
And then, as predicted, Al Pacino has a lot of restraint. And then when he's able to let go and just do his thing, he blows up.
Full volume, up to 11, whatever metaphor you want to call it, he is there.
Well, and the whole movie, he is on. And one of the things I wrote down was he always has this look on his face. He knows.
A knowing look.
He knows something no one else does. The entire movie. And I don't know. I have to assume that when this movie came out, it's a movie called The Devil's Advocate.
Yeah.
That you are under the assumption the entire movie that he is Satan.
Sure.
Like, it's not exactly a secret. It's not hidden. I
Yeah.
feel like that was in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, the shot of him with the flames behind him.
Sure.
But you're right. It takes the 2/3 of the movie before you really get to it. Like, this is definitely not just a normal person, but they don't
Right.
really say it.
Right. And like the subtleties kind of go out the window when Marianne starts having her visions.
Yeah.
When she's at the dress shop and I don't know what her name was, but one of the ladies changing.
One of the firm lawyer's wives.
Sure. When her face changed to a demon very, very slightly.
And then hands are running under her skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much possessed.
Yeah, once they start with that, they don't really pull back. And it's that game of, is this real or am I going insane? Marianne was not actually insane.
No, but she was touched by the devil.
But she was touched by the devil.
And she started to see these things
Yep.
by his choice. So nobody else could see them. She was seeing them.
I actually really liked when he's giving his speech at the end and he says, I can't make people do anything. He doesn't will it to happen.
Because people have free will.
Yeah, people have free will. He just convinces them to do the things. Like, he plants the seeds and he kind of watches it grow.
He inspires people.
There you go.
Yeah.
He inspires people.
Yeah.
So we start the movie where Keanu's character is defending this very bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
And we find out very quickly he is an awful, awful person.
Oh, yes. Just starting off right out the gate with some fucked up shit.
Yeah, and there's kind of he has to have a moment to compose himself.
Yeah.
And it's basically the moment where he can decide if he's going to do the right thing and the decent thing, or if he's going to choose his own career.
Yeah, be a good lawyer,
Yeah.
get the win, walk out of there, and go to sleep at night.
Yep.
You know?
And you made the comment, I thought something happened there. There's like a noise.
There's like a whoosh
assume,
while he's in the bathroom.
You assume it's like a toilet flushing, but it sounds more like kind of flames, like
Right.
engulfing the oxygen in the room.
Right.
That kind of whooshing sound.
Who at that moment I guess he possesses the reporter dude who's at the urinal.
He didn't possess him. He is him.
Fine. But he's in there trying to appeal to his vanity.
Yep.
Right off the gate, and say, "Hey, you haven't lost anyone." Blah blah blah.
You're this hotshot lawyer. You have an undefeated record.
Yeah, you haven't lost anything. So yeah, let's keep it. Yeah. And yeah, just that very subtle thing. Again, it's the subtleties that make this movie work.
It's also in that scene, it's not that he's telling him to do it. He's actually telling him exactly the opposite. He does reverse psychology all the time. Like, it's okay to lose once in a while.
Right.
Why don't you just lose? Maybe it's your time to lose. And that just lights a fire under his ass. And he goes and tears apart like a 12-year-old girl on the stands.
Like a lawyer would.
And let me tell you, I had a whole lot of thoughts about that scene, basically, about the whole believing people who are,
Oh, yes.
victims in situations like this.
Oh, yes.
And that, of course, is Heather Matarazzo, who
I know I've seen her face before
I'm
in
trying to
other things.
think
But
what you've maybe seen her in. Most people my
she's
age
very
would know
young.
her from The Princess Diaries.
Okay.
That was like her big thing. She's the best friend.
Okay.
And she's in a lot of movies, like, I think she's in one of the Scream movies. Yeah, she's one of those actresses that kind of pops up here and there, but especially around this time, late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay.
But yeah, and she was even really good because, this girl's gone through something really traumatic.
Right.
And then the teacher who is on trial. Once again, we have somebody from True Blood.
True Blood. He is the Sheriff Sheriff Belfort.
Andy Balfour.
Andy Balfour.
Belfleur.
Belfleur. Why
Yes.
did I say Belfort?
I don't know.
Whatever.
Andy Balfour. But yeah, they establish very quickly that Kevin defends very bad people.
Yeah. And he's good at it.
And they kind of mention it later that he was on the other side where he went from trying to put people into prison to keeping people out of prison.
Because Money.
Because money.
Yeah.
It's all these themes of temptation and vanity.
Sin.
I would be willing to bet they hit on all of the deadly sins in here, because they definitely hit lust and vanity and greed.
I didn't see any kind of gluttony.
No, but that's a little hard contextually
You're right.
in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, excess.
Yeah, it's very much excess of, especially right after that trial.
Yeah, gluttony doesn't always have to mean food.
No.
It could be just excess.
Yeah, just drink and partying and whatever.
I guess, no, there you go. That very at the beginning.
Right.
They go to the
They
bar.
go to the bar and then he gets drunk.
They are trashed and half dressed on the,
Yep.
on the dance floor.
You know what? Hey, it's hot in it's hot in Florida.
It's true.
So going back just a little bit, I wanted to point something out. In the bathroom,
Yes.
at the first trial, I feel like I've seen that bathroom in like 6 other movies or TV shows. Why do all courthouse bathrooms look the same in media?
You know, it's probably one of two things. One, they use the same sets repeatedly.
Right.
And two, it's just the architecture of when these are built. Like most of these buildings that are being featured there, figure they were built in the early mid 1900s.
Right.
1930 to 1960.
And they were kind of retrofitted with such a thing.
Right. So they're all about the same size and about the same location.
Yeah.
And they just all end up looking the same because that was the time they were built and that's the time they were remodeled.
Yep.
But I get that.
Just something I wanted to point out. So,
yeah, I totally got that.
Yeah. So going forward, we got them at the bar partying it up, and we got one of the partners, I guess, from the law firm in New York, coming to court him.
Yep.
Giving him his card, saying, "Hey, we got this thing that we want you to help pick out the jury for."
Yeah, he doesn't even need to be a lawyer. They
Yeah.
just want him to be there for his consultation.
They also want to see him in action.
Yeah.
So they want him to help out with picking a jury for whatever this case is, which is, in this case, it is a savings and loan trial.
Right.
Which, I mean, probably isn't a criminal trial.
And you certainly don't need him
Right.
to do this. But I just thought about this and
Okay.
realized that
All
this
right.
makes so much sense now. I want to watch this again, frankly, now that I've seen it, to pick up on all the things I missed, because this just clicked.
Okay.
He's calling the guy over and he says, I want to dismiss that person, this person, and this person.
Okay.
And here's all the reasons why. And he asks him, why? How do you know? And he says,
Right.
I just know. He knows because he's the son of Satan and he just has this gift to read people and he knows things he's not supposed to know. He can just look at people and know. He doesn't know it the same way his father does.
Okay.
But yeah, he can literally read people.
It might be a stretch, but
No.
I get what you're saying.
I think that's intentional. I think that is because he's the son of Satan. Spoiler alert, he's the son of Satan.
That's the sequel. No, there won't be a sequel because of what happens at the end.
Well, keep going. I might have a counterpoint to that.
All right, so he goes to New York. He does his job. He does it well, and
They win the case.
They win
with
that
his
case,
jury.
and then after the case, they invite him back up to their firm, to their main office,
Offer him a job.
which is a gorgeous office.
Yeah.
But one thing I pointed out about the office itself is that everything is just concrete everywhere. Just cold concrete. And I don't know if that's a reference to anything or what, but it just looked weird, being that that is a hotshot lawyer.
Do you mean
law firm.
specifically
All the
Milton's
walls,
office?
all the walls. No, in like the hallways where they're
Okay.
leading up to his office. Milton's office is all concrete with
No windows.
Yeah, with no windows and a fire burning.
Yeah.
Just in a concrete alcove.
A circular room.
Right.
With a fire.
Yeah.
And a door in and a door out. And the door out goes to a fucking infinity pool at the edge of the building.
Right. No railings.
That we've talked about my whole thing with heights, and that entire scene, I was like, no. I know I'm sitting in my basement watching TV.
Yep.
I'm literally not even here present for this, but it was shot really well and effectively, and it made me fucking nervous.
Yep. And them just walking out on the edge.
Yep.
Was even worse, I think, for you.
Okay. Again, another little thing from that scene. They have a shot. They kind of angled down to Milton's feet.
Yep.
And
his shoes.
And he's wearing high boots.
Yep.
What are we to think about that? Is it a vanity nod?
He's a short man.
Well, yeah, he's a short man. He's Al Pacino. He's like 5'6". He's a little dude.
Yep.
But he's also way more talented than most people on planet Earth.
It's very true.
But why that shot?
I don't know.
Is it just to demonstrate how close to the edge he is, and the fact he's wearing heels is coincidental?
I think that's just a coincidence.
Because, yeah, you put him next to Keanu Reeves, who's 6 feet plus.
Sure.
He's gonna look small.
Yeah. Which I think they actually handle that pretty well, because you could posit that, it's... and they also reference this earlier in the movie. It's the devil on the shoulder type of a thing.
Okay.
And they literally show him on the shoulder of Marianne at the party.
Yeah,
when they're talking about her hair.
And he's like whispering in her ear.
He's behind her. His head is directly on her shoulder in the shot.
Her left shoulder.
Yes. Yes. So it's that kind of the same thing. He's just kind of there, just a little bit off screen, just whispering in his ear. Mm-hmm. That kind of a thing. So he's tiny. He can get in and out wherever he wants. I think they're going for something there.
Yeah.
With his size and the size of Keanu.
Yeah. And of course, that little area that they're standing, it's not big. It's a small area, and they're negotiating. He says, are we negotiating? We're always negotiating.
Sure.
And he gets him to join the firm.
Yeah.
He's tempted by the devil. He's literally tempted.
Yep.
And he goes for it.
Yeah.
He doesn't know he's the devil yet, though.
But that's the thing. He's this hotshot lawyer. He thinks he is anyway. From, bumblefuck Florida.
Who's won 60-plus cases in a row.
Right.
He never loses.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, again, you don't really know it at the time, but there's some kind of... What's the opposite of divine intervention? Whatever that is.
I'm sure there's a term for that, but I don't think I know it.
I don't know. But yeah, there's some kind of influence there where he is made to think that, oh yeah, I am that good.
Yeah.
But he's not.
I mean, he is, but not because
not by
of
himself.
It's not just he
not by
inherently
himself.
is.
Yeah. So they tempt him. They get him there. They get them both to come.
They give him this
he and his
beautiful,
wife,
huge apartment.
This huge apartment that is half a floor of a building.
Gorgeous.
Right next to one of, let's just say, his acolytes.
Yep.
Who is I guess she is the wife of one of the partners who
the guy who came to recruit him. Yeah.
Yeah. So they get there, and she, Marianne, has nothing to do.
Right. She's not used to being a rich housewife in New York.
No. Like, she said it herself. She's like a friggin' repo person for cars.
In Florida.
And when we meet her for like the second time, she's on the phone saying, yeah, you need to pay that bill. Mm-hmm. Otherwise they're gonna take your car or whatever. So yeah. So she's like very small town kind of a thing. And,
she's a big fish in
Florida. And she comes from like a probably a broken home with a bad father.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's kind of damaged goods to a point. Mm-hmm. And she gets to go to the big city with all the money in the world, and her job is to decorate. Yep.
She's a housewife.
Yeah, she becomes a
housewife.
Her job is
to spend his money and go out day drinking.
Right.
And her friend tells her, buy a $3,000 dress, wear it once, and then throw it away. This is the lifestyle she has entered.
Right.
Okay, I want to talk for just a second.
All right.
The two of them together, Keanu Reeves and Charlize Theron.
They got chemistry.
They have a lot of chemistry.
Yeah.
Can they make another movie, please? Because imagine the star power with the two of them now.
Right.
Like, oh, please, let's do this again.
They were great together.
Because, yeah, the first, 30 minutes of the movie, they're just burning up the screen, the two of them
I totally wrote that down. Yeah, I totally wrote that down in my notes saying these two have great chemistry.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just wanted to make sure we brought that up.
Oh,
because,
totally.
Yeah, when they're on screen together, it falls apart later because they're separated, and that's the whole point.
Right.
But when they're together as a couple, ooh, they're good together.
Definitely.
But yeah, so they move to New York, and we kind of see her trying to figure out how to adjust to this life that she is not cut out for. This is not her thing.
Yeah.
Like, just the painting the walls,
Yeah.
she can't make a decision. She doesn't know how to do this.
Yeah.
And there's one person who she thinks is her friend who's just like, well, it's your apartment, but you can make the bad choices if you want to. And she's just really passive aggressive.
Yeah.
And it's like,
making her question every little thing. And like making her think that she's doing a bad job at not having a job.
Yeah.
You know?
Go spend your husband's money.
Yeah, be married to your husband.
Have a baby.
What's the 3 things they say? You can either have fun, which is to say fuck around.
Yep.
You can get knocked up and be a house mother.
Yep.
What was the first thing?
Yeah, but it was like 3 things.
Just like spend his money, basically.
Yeah.
Be married to his money. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because like all she's doing is saying, yeah, I miss my husband. And she says during one of their other meetings saying, I have to make an appointment if I want to spend time with my husband. Mm-hmm.
That's horrible. This is what you've signed up for.
Yeah.
And these women exist.
Totally.
Especially in New York. My God.
Yeah. Like high-powered lawyers and stockbrokers and shit like that. Like I've seen The Wolf of Wall Street. I know how it can be.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, she even says at one point, like, she feels like this is all a test and she's failing this test.
Right.
And she's not wrong, but it's also not just a test in the societal pressures of this lifestyle. Mm-hmm. It's literally these women have also been touched by the devil.
Oh, yeah.
And they are seeing if she will come into the fold.
Yeah, go along with it.
Or if she's going to fall apart.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for her, she doesn't go for it. She knows something is up and she loses her goddamn mind.
Yeah, you could in a lot of different ways. So let's go back a little bit here. So when she is when Marianne is going off and like looking at tapestries and upholsteries and
wallpaper,
doing
paint color,
the domestic thing, like Kevin actually shows up at one of the things and she says, oh, I thought you said it would be impossible. He's actually trying to be a good husband here.
And he says, you said it would be important.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He's being the good husband that he should be early on.
Because she is alone and lonely and anxious and doesn't want to make the wrong decision.
And we find out at that party, she does have anxiety.
Yeah.
She was having a panic attack.
Don't leave me. Yeah. Don't leave me.
And she said that before they even went in. Please do not leave me with these people.
Alone. Don't leave me alone.
Right. And he does.
He abandons her for hours.
Yeah, and she goes home crying, and he finally comes back, which, by the way, something I noticed, when he comes back in from the hallway, there's a red light behind him.
Yeah.
As if he's coming back from hell back home to her. Oh, I love that little moment there. But she's upset, saying, I had a panic attack because you weren't there.
Yeah.
And he says, well, I'm sorry, I had to ditch the party. No, you ditched me.
Yeah.
You came there with me.
You don't always have to go when the boss says jump.
Yeah.
You yell how high. It's an evening.
Yeah.
It's off hours. It's a party.
Yep.
But you went.
Yep.
Because you wanted to.
Yeah.
And you abandoned her.
Always working.
Because you wanted to. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Because whatever you're doing is in service of your career advancing. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, and there, you touched on it a little bit, but there's a scene at that party where she basically she meets Milton for the first time, and she kind of gets cornered by him, and they're sitting against the wall having a conversation, and he starts telling her, oh, you should change your hair. Mm-hmm. You know, you're so pretty. And
put your hair up. You should cut your hair.
You should put your hair up and you should cut your hair. And again, he's doing the same thing to her. He's influencing her.
Yeah, she does it. She pulls her hair back just a little bit, and then right behind her is his face on her shoulder.
Yep.
Oh.
But he says, he says, I would do it, but they're all going to assume we're fucking. All these people who are pretending not to pay attention to the conversation we're having. And he's just, again, burning like daggers into her. Like he has a really intense stare. And he convinces her to do it, and the next time we see her, she goes from having this blonde perm, which is, let's be completely honest, for the context, it's a little white trash.
Sure.
Coming from Florida, going to New York with all these rich bitches, she is white trash.
Yep.
Even if she's not. Like, she's certainly she has more status than most people where she comes from.
Right.
But comparatively speaking, she's trash. And she's trying really hard not to be trash. So she immediately goes out, and we don't see it. No. They have an afternoon shopping where she just dyes her hair brown, dark brown, and chops it into a bob like every other woman on the street.
Right.
Yeah, she makes herself look exactly like everyone else.
Which, in reality, if this were to happen, if you were to just come home one day, dyeing your hair and just doing something completely dramatic like that, that is a sign of trauma. Like, you got something fucked up happened to you if you are chopping off your hair for no reason other than you want to just deal with this other issue.
And it's not necessarily trauma, but it's certainly not good.
No.
Most people who change their hair that dramatically, something triggers it.
Right.
They don't just wake up and go, I'm going to go and dye my hair blue.
Right.
Like, those people exist,
right.
But 9 times out of 10, that's not the case.
Especially for this particular case. Yeah. Like, she went through a little bit of a trauma by having her panic attack at the party.
Yep.
Just that in general.
And she moved. And her sister's pregnant. And this.
Yeah, she wants to have a baby. And her 2 sisters have, what'd she say, 7 kids between them.
Yeah.
And she's having nightmares. And, of course, those nightmares are related to being touched. Let's just keep calling it touched by the devil.
Well,
the adverse of touched by an angel.
Metaphorically touched at the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah. So she's having visions of toddlers just naked and running loose in her apartment, like some little kid got separated from his mommy and is now in her apartment. And she's like, oh no, she becomes very maternal. Where's your mommy? What are you playing with? And he's playing with fucking ovaries and guts. Yeah. It looks like a pile of just meat. And she is bleeding from her abdomen. Yeah. And she says, oh, it's my ovaries and they've taken my stuff. Right. And she sounds absolutely insane.
Yeah, nightmares for any woman. Mm-hmm. You know? That's horrible stuff.
She's got such a character arc. Holy shit in this movie.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I said, she's acting her ass off.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So let's get back to him being a lawyer.
Yeah.
So his first case that he's actually gonna be in the trial for.
He is handed a case, which is what they call a New York health code
violation type of a thing, where you got a dude who is depicted as basically sacrificing a goat, which, in the parlance of the devil and like sacrificial animals and things like that, that is a very common trope.
Right. They don't specifically spell it out.
Yeah.
But based on his name, some of the other stuff he does, and the fact that he speaks with a French accent, I'm assuming he's Haitian.
Sure.
And there is a lot of different kinds of religion that, do like, not voodoo. I can't remember what it's called.
I don't know. But his name is Moyes, I guess. Who, from this era, I think the thing that I recognized him from is Gone in 60 Seconds.
Correct.
Yeah, he's the FBI? Yeah.
He's the cop. I don't know. He's the guy who's after him the second Nicolas Cage shows up back in Los Angeles.
Sure. That's the only other thing I know him from.
But yeah, he sacrifices a goat.
Yeah.
In the basement.
Which, I guess, it's kind of a strange thing. Like, there's like a setup. He's like set up by the New York cops to catch him doing something.
But then they mention he's got like $15 million in the bank.
Right.
But he lives and acts like this. So who the hell knows? But it's just like another test So they give him this court case in Florida to see what he does.
Yeah.
They give him this jury to see what he does. They give him this case to see what he does. And it's just kind of upping the ante every time a little bit.
Right, and even when he's really working on it, you got people coming around telling him, it's just a health code violation case, you don't have to work so hard.
Right.
But that just enforces his desire to do a good job and actually win this case.
Yeah, they want to see if he'll plea out.
Yeah.
Because that's in most cases what people would do.
Sure.
You pay a fine.
Like, we got you dead to rights, man. Don't go to trial. It's going to be, not worth your money.
Yeah, anytime somebody breaks a health code, they pay a fine, they clean up their act, and then the next time they get inspected, they either pass or they get shut down.
Right.
It's as simple as that. So he goes to trial with that, and he wins that as well.
Yep.
And then at the party, when he has to leave the party, he gets pulled in because this New York real estate developer, who's good friends with Milton, is accused of murder.
Triple murder.
Triple murder. So his wife, his stepson, and his maid.
Yeah.
And they've all been horribly murdered. Like, they show some pictures, and it is a messy crime scene.
Yeah.
And of course, he is saying he's innocent, and Milton puts Kevin on the case.
Yeah.
Much to the dismay of other people who have been at that firm longer.
Sure.
They don't really like that. They don't care for this choice.
Well, and they even said, Milton, you are, good eye for talent. You know what you're doing, but I don't agree with this particular decision.
Yep.
But he overrules him, and he says, nope, Kevin's on the case.
The whole fucking time he's got that look in his eyes. Like I keep saying, he knows what no one else knows. Yeah. And of course, the guy he's defending is Craig T. Nelson.
Craig T. Nelson couldn't murder a fly.
Star of the 80s and 90s.
Coach. He's
Coach.
Mr. Coach.
That's right.
The only thing people from our generation really know him from is Coach and being Mr. Incredible.
Oh, yeah, he's the voice of Mr. I was like, Mr. Incredible. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
People wouldn't know that by looking at his face, though.
Of course not.
But if you hear him speak, yes, you'll get there.
Yes. But yeah, Craig T. Nelson couldn't hurt a fly. But in this case, he very much did. Yeah,
right.
he murdered those 3 people.
Yeah.
But Kevin is put in charge of defending him, even though Kevin thinks, yeah, you fucking did it, dude.
Yeah, because his personal assistant says they basically interview her and find out that she will give him the alibi he needs. But then they further dig into it because they're he's poking holes in his story. Kevin is figuring out, wait, this isn't right. Something's missing.
Right.
And he gets him to say, okay, so you had a prenup, and if you were having an affair, then that gives your wife a lot of access to your money.
Right.
And you get nothing.
Yeah, and that creates motive for you to actually do the deed.
And we find out that he's been screwing with his assistant. But
in reality,
when Kevin tries to question her and prep her for trial, we find out she's a fucking liar because the person he's actually been fucking is his stepdaughter.
Yeah.
And they never come out and say it.
Nope.
But there is another character dies and there's a funeral and he is just cozied up next to her, touching her bare back at the fucking funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it all the pieces that were missing suddenly click.
And before all that, he's telling Craig T. Nelson that, you know what, I need to get the jury to hate you, but think that you didn't actually commit the crime.
Yeah.
Like, if you were fucking your secretary, you couldn't have been killing your family.
Yep.
But what's worse? What's worse? I don't know.
Yeah. And they never really say how old this girl is, but she doesn't look old enough.
No.
No. So yeah, this whole movie is full of really bad, evil people. And it's just pushing your buttons to see which way you'll go. Are you going to go along with this?
Knowing what you know.
Knowing that you know this is the wrong thing.
Yeah.
or will you do the right thing? Mm-hmm. It's the whole fucking movie. It happens to Marianne. It happens to Kevin. It happens to Kevin's mom, who's a religious lady who is like, I miss my church. I got to go back to church.
Right.
Something's up here. She gets bad vibes. And he says sometimes her bad vibes are right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. But it happens the whole movie. Bad people amok. So, one thing I didn't mention when Marianne's having that dream, when it starts, she's kind of stumbling through the hallway in the dark, and he hits her phone, and it's literally a handset on a cord. And it was that telltale phone off the hook sound.
Of course.
Let's list that under sounds people don't know anymore.
People don't hear anymore.
When was the last time you heard that sound?
You're right.
When watching this movie, it was immediately recognizable. Mm-hmm. But when was the last time heard that sound?
To us, yeah. Because we've actually had phones off of hooks before and heard that sound. Because
there's a dial tone, but there's a different sound when you leave the phone off the hook. Yeah.
That is a good catch.
Yeah.
For the era.
Some other little details are sprinkled throughout the movie to try to make you realize something isn't as it seems.
Okay.
So, Milton speaks like every language under the sun. They show him on the phone where he's speaking Russian.
Yep.
And then he immediately starts speaking in like Japanese or Chinese or something. Mm-hmm. But it's like for 2 seconds, so I can't even remember
them on the street corner talking to the dude about the chicken.
Yep, he's talking, to the guy on the street corner. He speaks Italian to the woman who works for him.
Yeah.
When they're on the subway, he speaks Spanish. And of course, because he's literally like, oh, you don't want to take that knife and point it at me. Your wife's at home fucking your friend and doing drugs. You better get off the train and go take care of that instead.
Mm-hmm. And says the dude's name.
Yeah.
Fucking Carlos.
Yeah. And he looks at him like, how the fuck do you know this? Yeah. But he listens to him and does it. But yeah, he speaks every language under the sun, and nobody seems to question that that's unusual.
Right.
He's a lawyer. And he doesn't lawyer. He's just the head of the firm.
Right. He doesn't lawyer anymore.
No. So it's just things like that. And then, going back to Marianne, you observed it. In the apartment, she's got bottles of pills everywhere.
Yeah.
So she's clearly been taking anti-anxiety medication or other kinds of medication. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you're just sitting here going, what the fuck is happening? Is she really insane? Is it the drugs that are making her go nuts? What is happening? So yeah, there's
so many different things that there's so many different things that make you think, but before you realize what is actually going on.
Right.
To think that, there's nothing actually supernatural about anything that's going on. She's just kind of going nuts.
And these are bad people.
These are just bad people. So yeah, there's nothing weird going on at all.
Well, and he even does it. Kevin, like we touched on before, he's trying to justify why she's crazy because he's like, oh, it's not the move and the new hair and your sister. Sisters. Yeah. He's trying to justify in his own head why she's acting the way she's acting.
When in reality, it's just you, buddy. It's just you. And he says it at the very end. Pacino says, I told you should go to your wife. I told you should go and take care of your wife. You could walk away. Everything would have been fine.
And this is what you said.
Yeah.
And he said it right back to him in his own voice.
In his own voice, which is, every time a movie or show does that, it's always kind of awkward, but...
It's a little corny.
Yeah, it is a little corny. But, of course, he's the devil. He can do whatever he wants.
He speaks every language, and he speaks the voice that you have if he wants to.
Yep.
Okay, so when we're getting to the climax of the movie, Marianne goes completely off the rails. She's like wandering down the street. The doorman says she just kept walking, and Kevin finds her in a church.
Yeah, she walks
wrapped
down
up in a blanket.
Yeah, she walks all the way to the church, wrapped in a blanket of some kind from a bed.
Yep.
Where there are a couple of people around her, like watching out for her, I guess.
Yeah.
Kevin comes in, finds her, and she admits what just happened.
Yeah, Milton came to the apartment, and we were talking, and nobody's talked to me for days.
Talking for hours.
Yep.
And, what she say? Went into a bathtub or something?
She was in the bath when he showed up.
Yeah.
So he like let himself in the apartment.
Yeah, that's right.
So then they talked for hours. And at first it started as something consensual, like she wanted him to have sex with her.
Yeah.
And then he wouldn't stop.
Right.
And she reveals that her body is just completely like cut up and
like
bruised and mangled. And yeah, so clearly something happened. But this happened while Kevin was in the courtroom defending the murder guy, Cullen. And he was sitting right behind him, Milton sitting there. But here's the thing. He's fucking Satan. He can be wherever he wants to be.
Right.
When he wants to be there.
Right. And
just because Kevin saw him sitting there doesn't mean he was there at all.
Right. And
there's a lot of that happens
and
in this movie.
you could even pull it in a different direction. You could say in reality he physically wasn't there. But mentally she believes it happened to her and like she cut herself up.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
We didn't see it happen. So
no, but he says later like, oh yeah, no, I definitely did that.
Right.
But it's how he did it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, Kevin wants to believe his wife, but when she is saying something that he in his brain is like, that's not true. It's not possible.
He was in the courtroom with me. It can't be him. You're just crazy.
So
I'm going to put you away.
He has her committed.
Yeah.
And this is kind of the point of the movie where it really took off for me.
Yeah.
Where basically she is off the deep end. She's in the loony bin.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know what else to do with her. And his mom comes up because she's like, I shouldn't have left.
Sure.
I should have been sticking around and taking care of her. She had bad vibes, so she left.
And even then, Kevin was like, saying, yeah, you should have stayed and taken care of her. I got more important things to do,
I can't take care of her. Are you kidding me?
Come on, man.
She's your wife, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's revealed that she, the mother, knows that Milton is his dad and tells him the story of how this came to pass. She recognized him immediately.
Right.
And while they go off to talk, one of the women from the firm, like, makes Marianne feel pretty and does her hair and shows her a mirror, at which point she can see the woman behind her turn into a demon, and she flips the hell out, smashes the mirror, and locks herself in the room and kills herself. Like, she just decides, fuck all of this.
I keep seeing demons everywhere. I'm gonna off myself so that I can be done with this shit.
And that was, seriously, Keanu Reeves was, like, it tapped in emotionally there.
Oh, yeah.
He is, like, screaming
I've never
crying.
seen his face do that before.
No.
Wow.
Like, when I say this might be one of his best movies, I'm not even kidding. Like, he is acting. He is the hot shot.
Yep.
He is angry. He is charming. He
lustful.
is lustful and emotional and devastated.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a lot to do in this.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think so.
And he's also got that smug look about him that a lawyer would. A lawyer in that position would.
The one thing I wish I could say more nice things about is his accent.
Okay, I'm going to disagree.
Okay.
I think he was actually pretty good.
I thought it was good when it was on, but he slipped in and out all the time.
You know, not everybody has a perfect accent who has that accent either. Especially somebody who is in, like, the northern Florida area, because that's a lot of different mixed accents. You got Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, and Florida all touching the same area. So there's a lot of different mixed stuff in there.
I just think he slipped. He slipped a lot. That was the only thing I would say. If I had any problem with it, it was that he...
Towards the end of the movie, when there were more emotions coming out,
he couldn't hang on to it.
I would agree with you with that. In the beginning, when he was in Florida, he was good.
And
I think
maybe...
the accent was on point.
Listen, maybe that's a character choice. When he goes to New York...
Right.
And he is not surrounded by it, he starts to drop it.
And that's
by
a natural
choice.
thing. That's a natural thing.
Maybe.
People do lose their accents.
It's the fact that he kind of ebbs and flows. And I would have to really go through it and see where it's very strong and where it slips. Yeah. Like, he would say certain words and it would, like, beat you over the head with his accent. And then other times, he's just talking like Keanu Reeves.
Sure.
It's restrained. He's not like Southern California boy. It's a very
It's a generic.
neutral
generic.
sort of voice. But yeah, if I had one little note, I would say it just bothered me just a little bit.
Yeah, okay, all right. So Marianne kills herself in the hospital. He sees it, and he goes to his mother saying, tell me the entire story.
Say it. Fucking say it.
He is my dad.
He
I know
already
he's my
knows,
dad.
but say it.
Yeah, I need you to say it. Like, this man is my dad, and there's some fucked up stuff happening with that. Yeah. And she reveals, yes, I was in New York one other time. Had sex with a waiter at a restaurant, and that was it.
But yeah, it just goes to show you, it's like he can be anyone, anywhere, anytime. Mm-hmm. So to his mother, he appeared as a waiter.
Right.
To him, he's the head of this law firm.
Mm-hmm. And whether or not he looks the same, she knew, but she didn't say anything in the elevator that time.
No. Yeah.
So he walks out. So Kevin walks out of the hospital, let's say, and the gal.
I don't know what she is, if she's like another lawyer or secretary. I don't know, but another person from the firm.
Right. So she's outside.
Completely calm.
Yeah, like nothing happened.
And she just goes, it's okay. He's going to take care of you. You poor baby.
Right.
Like, not like a, sympathetic, your wife just died sort of way.
Sure.
She was there when she did the act.
Right.
And he screams, go get help. And she just stands there.
Right.
Because she's like, no.
Yeah. And there's, I guess, a camera move. And then there's this shot that I think is one of the best shots in the entire movie. It is of Kevin on an empty street where the horizon goes forever down this street. I don't know what street this is in New York.
It's at least like 12 blocks, though.
Damn. Like, you can see like a mile plus down the street. There's no cars, no people, no nothing.
No, I think they must have filmed that right away in the morning because of the way the sun is.
Sure.
His shadow is very tall, meaning the sun is very low.
Right.
And yeah, it's just in a completely empty street for like a mile.
Yeah.
And it's very cool.
Which
it's
just
eerie. And she disappears. Like
right.
she says, he'll take care of you. He looks away, he turns around, she's gone.
Right.
And he's the only one on that street.
Right. Which is everything is opened up for him to go to his final mission.
Yep.
Which is to go and meet the devil.
Yep.
As the devil.
He's on his path of destiny.
Yes.
Yep. And so he goes and he says, I know you're my dad.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you? And he's like, I've got lots of names. And he calls him Satan. You can call me Dad.
You can just call me Dad.
But yeah, no. Al Pacino just lets the fuck loose.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's good in this last bit. And I knew he would be.
He is full Al Pacino.
Because it's like, all that
That's
restraint,
what people want.
All that restraint you have, let it go.
It is the end of every Al Pacino movie.
Yep.
He just lets loose fully.
Good and bad, that's what you get from Al Pacino.
Yes.
And this is like right in between where he's still in his leading man phase right before he turns into old man Al Pacino.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's right on that cusp where he's still able to get those big leading roles. Early
to mid 2000s is where it started to really fall off for him. Which you haven't seen The Recruit.
Nope.
That's probably the last one where he is like that.
Yeah.
Everything after that, it's really hard for
he gets grumbly old man.
He starts to be the old man Al Pacino. But yeah, they're in the room together, and he starts like laying it all out.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I encompass this body. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. I'm the devil, you're my son, and here's the deal. I give you free will, but I want you to give me a child.
Right.
Basically, and he refers to him as the Antichrist, and he sort of shrugs it off, and he's like, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever.
I need a family.
This is what I need. I need you to run the firm. I need to be within the law, because the law touches everything.
Yep.
But them talking about the law touching everything and being involved in everything, that's a great way for the devil to operate, I guess.
And go unnoticed.
Right.
Yeah.
And like people think, it's very prescient to this day about the justice system being unfair and like people getting acquitted when they're clearly guilty and things like that.
Yeah.
So, it touches a nerve with people. But you know what? That's the justice system that we have. We have to accept, a jury of everybody's peers, but everybody else, it's not entirely cut and dry. Which, by the way, I want you to tell a story.
Okay.
So, you were on a jury recently.
A few years ago, yes.
So, did the jury selection process at all match up with what you're seeing here? Like, are you all in one room, or is it just an individual type of a thing?
So we had like a little waiting room. We had to show up on a certain time at a certain time on a certain day. And then they had us in different groups, like your group A, your group B, your group C. And they called group A up and they went for one case. Group B goes for a different case. Group C goes for a different case, just however many they have on the books that day. And there were maybe... I'd say there were probably 40, 50 people in my group to begin with. And the lawyers are sitting up there with the defendant and then the other lawyer on the other side. And they come up and they say, this is how this is going to work. And we're going to ask you a bunch of questions. And sometimes they would say, okay, does anybody have a problem with this? And they'd raise their hand. And like one guy... they kind of told you what the case was going to be about. So they said, okay, this is a case and it's going to have elements of this, this, this. Does anybody have a personal connection with those things and think that will make them unbiased? And one like old dude like puts his hand up and he's like, yeah, this happened to my daughter. I don't think I can be biased or unbiased. And they said, okay. And he gets up to leave and they literally said, no, we didn't dismiss you.
We haven't dismissed you yet.
Like they won't just automatically do it if they assume that that's the case because you might just be saying it to get out of jury duty. You might be the real deal, but they kind of get to confer and decide if it's worth the risk.
Right.
And it was a lot of back and forth where it started with about 50 people and then they would even just a simple question, can you commit to being here anywhere from like 2 to 4 days? Because you have to be here all the time. And a few people were like, no, I can't get off work. No, I can't do this. And they just slowly weeded the room down. And I was the last name they called. So they called 13 jurors in case there's
12 plus one alternate.
12 plus an alternate. And they didn't tell anybody who the alternate is. They literally put our names in like a little bingo thing at the end of the trial and picked a name and sent somebody home. So after all that, I might have just got sent home, but I didn't. I was the last name picked and I served for the 3 days of the trial. And and then we deliberated, and it wasn't like 38 minutes in this movie, but we were in there for about 3 hours, I think.
Okay.
Because it was a number of counts, and it was debating the definition of a phrase. Like, he is being charged with this, and that means this. And
does it fit what he is charged with?
You, the jury, have to decide based on the law and based on the evidence. We were trying to define what a deadly weapon was. Yeah. We were on that subject for like an hour, and most of the people in the room were on the same page, and there were like 2 people who just were not agreeing, and we all have to be unanimous. Right. So we had to just keep talking until they either... And it was interesting to see them get on board. Like suddenly something clicked and they went, oh, I hadn't thought about that. And then they suddenly agreed.
Right. Like you were pretty much on the same page for all of the counts except for one.
Yeah. Right? I think so. I think there were a couple things where we were like, well, you can't really prove that.
Well, right. Like
they just threw everything at
the prosecutors, I think you said, was trying to get like a really, really bad... something much, much higher than what actually happened.
It was like 7 counts, and 2 of them were just nonsense that you couldn't possibly prove if you tried. Right. There was no evidence. They were just throwing everything at them.
We're not going to get into the details of it, but the way Betsy describes it is, pretty similar. You know, I've never been a part of a jury selection pool. I have had to testify at a trial before. It's just a short story. I was home alone on some Saturday afternoon, and I heard this crash in front of our house. And it was a couple of cars that were like, one was chasing another one, and the first car smashed into the front curb of our house.
If my car had been there, it would have been hit.
Yeah. and another car came up behind it and like it was chasing him. The first car backed up and started to move on, and then the second car, the dude got out and started shooting.
Yep.
A gun.
In the middle of the day, in the middle of the
street, in front of our house, shooting at the first car. And in reality, it was a road rage incident in the end. But, I mean, I called 911. I said, this just happened in front of my house.
You hit the deck.
I hit the deck because that's what you do when there is shooting around you. Obviously not towards, me or the house or anything like that. It was towards the other person. Nobody ever got hurt, thankfully. But yeah, they arrested the dude. They charged him with whatever they charged him with. Like months and months later, I had a detective come to the house and said, "You recall this happening?" And he brought over a laptop and played my 911 tape. And I said, yep, that's exactly what happened. And I brought the dude out to the front and I told him exactly what I saw and demonstrated in front of him where I saw everything. And, a piece of the first car had actually broken off of the car. And after the cops had left the area, just left it there. So I had to throw it away. But yeah, it was a strange thing. And being at the trial, like they showed me a map of our neighborhood, and I had to point out on the map exactly where it was, and there was a camera on me, and it was kind of strange, but I mean, it was very easy to do.
Yep.
You just answer the questions as they're asked of you, and you leave. You're done.
And now after that tangent about our brushes with the law.
Yeah.
So the climax of the movie.
Yeah.
Basically, he reveals himself as the devil. He wants to have the Antichrist be born. The red-headed Italian lady is another one of his children. And listen, it's a whole thing where that's his sister, but he's also Satan, so does it count? I don't really know.
It doesn't last, though.
But it doesn't last because he says he's going to be on board to this plan because he has free will.
Yep, and the devil can't make you do it.
Nope, the devil cannot make him do it, despite the phrase.
Yep.
And Kevin chooses free will, and he shoots himself in the head.
Yep.
And then we get this shot where basically Pacino literally explodes. Like he bursts, everything behind him and around him bursts into flames.
Yep.
He sends out a wave, killing his other child.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know how you call it. And then he transforms.
Yeah, he throws off the facade on him and he starts burning up.
Yep. And he transforms out of the Pacino look.
Yeah.
And he is Keanu Reeves and he's an angel because Satan is a fallen angel.
Correct.
And he looks like a long-haired Keanu.
Yes.
What did you think of that? What should we take away from that?
First of all, it didn't even really look like him. All that much.
Keanu?
Yeah, it didn't really look like Keanu to my eye.
I mean, it's not much, there's not a lot happening, but it's definitely him.
I wish they were more direct and literal about it. But yeah, it was just kind of strange.
It was him. It was Keanu Reeves has switched bodies. He is standing in his place.
I guess.
So I guess it's just to justify, look, he looks like his father.
Sure.
Is that all we take away from that?
I don't know.
It was a weird little moment, and I didn't understand it.
Again, I wish they were a little bit more literal with it, rather than us having this
Open
conversation.
To interpretation.
Yeah, I wish they would have just done that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then they zoom in on his eye, and Keanu is back at the beginning of the movie in that bathroom.
Right. There's a moment where he is back at the beginning of the movie in the bathroom
deciding
with the reporter deciding what to do, and we said it. There was a little whoosh during that scene where he's washing his hands and throwing water on his face. Something happened to him at that moment.
Yeah, and he clearly doesn't remember any of this because it didn't really happen, or it did, but he resets because he chose a different path.
Right.
And he goes into the courtroom and he says, nope, I can't be this guy's lawyer anymore.
Yep.
Goodbye. And he's walking out
I'm not going to say anything about what I think about what happened.
Nope.
Even though at the beginning, what I saw this man just do to himself.
Yeah, the man was pleasuring himself in the courtroom while his victim is on the stand.
Yeah, listening to the victim describe what happened.
Yeah, so he's very clearly a horrible person.
Yeah.
But he picks the different path, and he says, I can't defend this man. I can't be his lawyer
done.
anymore. I'm done. Goodbye.
And the judge is very upset.
Yep. So he could get disbarred. It's going to be a whole thing. And the reporter chases down and he says, you've got to let me do a story. You're going to be a big star. And he's like,
you're going to be on 60 Minutes.
He says, no, they can disbar me or whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
And he says, no, let me talk to you. And he finally says, okay, call me in the morning.
He puts on a smile and says, okay, call me in the morning.
Yep. And the reporter immediately turns into Al Pacino, who ends the movie saying, vanity.
It's my favorite sin.
It's my favorite sin. Okay, so basically, you said there couldn't be a sequel, but here's my counterpoint.
Yeah.
So we started the movie at this place. He chose a certain path, and it put him on the path to New York.
Yep.
And he ended where the devil wanted him to until he killed himself.
Yep.
That set him back. So now he's picking a different path. But he's also now being pushed right back onto the path the devil wants him to. Right. This will happen until he gets his way, or it will happen for all eternity.
Right.
Where every time he gets so far, it might not be at this point anymore.
Right.
He might be offered a choice, but he's going to be offered a choice at different points in his life by Satan, and it's going to culminate in his free will. Is he going to go with Satan and do what he wants, or is he going to go back to the point where he was given a path?
I don't know.
You could absolutely make a sequel to this movie. I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah.
At this point, please don't. They're both older now. We don't need Al Pacino as an 85-year-old devil.
No.
But I think this was a fascinating movie. When all of a sudden, and the more we're talking about it, the more I'm like, frick, I want to go, I want to look, I want to see all the little nuance, all the little things that I missed.
I want to write down all of the references that I mentioned.
Yeah.
Like all of the devil stuff and the hell stuff and the Bible quotes and things like that. Mm-hmm. Like put it all together. And
the imagery on the walls, like in his office, he's got.
I love his office.
Old, or his penthouse top floor apartment / office. That. So he's got this crazy sculpture on the wall behind him. Mm-hmm. He's got what looks like pieces from an old church, like a medieval church that is no more. But there was fresco paintings. Mm-hmm. That they just kind of cut out of the wall and cut out of the ceiling.
And then framed.
And, not even framed it. They just sort of preserve it and stuck it on the wall.
Okay.
I don't know how you describe it. But yeah, there's a lot of little things. And the woman has a black dagger and there's an altar and black candles. And there's so much. And just even all of the different colors that Marianne paints the apartment. She keeps changing her mind. And yeah, there's just a lot. There's a lot of texture and layer and metaphor and light and
so much of it is just subtlety.
Yeah.
It's just on screen. You're not expected to really notice it, but it's there.
Yeah, they put it there. Or there's literally a scene where when he's walking to the church to see what's going on with Marianne. Yeah. There's these colorful little letters on a fence that say mixed messages.
Right. I don't know what was up with that. Was that just there because that's what was on the thing when they were shooting?
Same thing in Chinatown. There's a lot of signs and they're really big. And I have to imagine this is an intentional choice because usually they try to make the signs subtle and not distracting.
Right.
But these
anytime there's text
in your face.
Anytime there's text on screen, the viewers are meant to read it.
Yeah, so I think that was intentional, but you'd have to go back and kind of see what they are and why they're there.
Yeah.
Also, I just realized who the little old Chinese man was. He's in The Fifth Element.
I don't remember that
He's
at
the
all.
food vendor. I knew I recognized him.
I don't remember that part of The Fifth Element.
At the beginning when he's having the guy flies up to his apartment and he's getting Chinese and he says, read your fortune. He's like, good fortune could be good news. You got to read your mail. And he says, the first time they called me, it was my wife saying she's leaving me. The second call was my lawyer saying he was leaving with my wife. And then he opens it up and he says, you are fired.
I do remember that.
Who was in this movie. Same year, 97.
It's a good year.
It was bothering me the whole time. I knew that little old man. There you go. So yes. Anyway, I liked this movie.
I really did too.
I didn't think I was gonna like this, but the last 40 minutes, I think, 30 to 40 minutes, were so strong. They stick the landing so well that I really would like to go back and look for those things that I maybe missed the first time. Because I think there is a lot here that we haven't even noticed.
Yep.
Yeah. That was cool.
Just a few more things, and then we'll wrap this baby up. Some things that I just noticed throughout the entire movie. Very little to do with the plot itself. Just little factoids and things that we haven't mentioned. There was one piece of product placement in the entire movie.
Yeah.
And it was Popeye's chicken.
Yep.
While they were working on the apartment and she was working on the apartment, she had a thing of Popeye's chicken logo plainly as day.
I mean, that could be gluttony.
Maybe. But yeah, Popeye's chicken very much in frame. Which in 97, I had never even heard of Popeye's chicken.
They might have been on the rise at that point.
Probably. But yeah, this is something that you mentioned. Craig T. Nelson's apartment.
Yep.
Those people who are, let's just say, students of history, will know that a gold-plated apartment complex could only be owned by one person.
In New York City?
That has that kind of a view.
Oh, wait, and the character in this movie is a New York real estate magnate?
Uh-huh. And they mention this man's name earlier on in the movie, saying that, oh yes, this person would have been at this party, except blah, blah, blah.
He's busy. Yeah, it was Trump's apartment.
That was Trump's apartment,
There's only one place in the world that looks like that.
That could be that gaudy and awful.
It's gold and ostentatious and over the top. So yeah, I had to look this up to confirm, but that is absolutely...
Craig T. Nelson's character is a stand-in for Donald Trump.
Absolutely.
100%. It
just
is. The dude was an ostentatious billionaire who would be believed if he was fucking around and then killed his family. Sure, why not?
In the 90s in particular, sure.
Yep. And then we had a couple of different scenes. They went to a fight. Number one, Al Pacino said they were going to have ringside seats. They were up in the nosebleeds for that shit. Liars. And then we had Don King show up.
Again, it was the 90s.
For no fucking reason.
It was the 90s.
Remember Don King, guys?
Boxing promotion. How does one make a career out of boxing promotion?
Look like Don King.
Be Don King.
Be Don King. Oh, we also got Al Pacino salsa dancing.
Yep.
We also got him dancing in his apartment while, for some reason, Frank Sinatra got turned on.
Yeah. He summoned Frank Sinatra.
He just summoned Frank Sinatra out of nowhere, and he starts dancing and, like, lip-syncing the lyrics.
He also brings up the millennium. Remember when we were all obsessed with the concept of the millennium in the late 90s?
It's coming, baby. It's coming.
21 years ago it came and went. The world did not end. It did not fall apart. The computers all worked fine.
That's right.
Everyone chill out.
Yep.
Remember when we thought the biggest problem we would have is that
Y2K.
The computers would think it was 1900. Computers are smarter than we give them credit for.
Yeah, planes were going to fall out of the sky and electricity is going to go off and there's going to be World War III because it's a new year.
Yeah.
Because of computers.
Even Satan was concerned about the millennium. Or the millennium, depending on what religion you subscribe to.
That's true. That's true.
So yeah, we're gonna do a couple more of these movies because we like Keanu Reeves. One of the things you wanted us to bring up that we forgot last time around, we've been going since we started dating pretty much.
Like the first month we were dating.
Oh yeah. We have skee ball Sunday and we go to the arcade and play skee ball.
Yeah.
And in our adventures, we have acquired pretty much every prize on the shelf. And somewhere in the first couple of years, we acquired a couple of bears, little teddy bears. One is yellow and one is red.
Yep.
And we were driving home trying to figure out what do we call these. And I just...
Mind you, this is 2011.
This is 2011.
When we were dating, and like we had gotten, like we don't have like a huge collection of these stuffed animals or anything like that. We got them
because we had enough tickets to get a prize.
Yeah, and like we didn't know how long we were going to be doing this. It just kind of became a thing. We still do it to this day.
Yep.
Like we go to the arcade every week.
They know us there.
And they know us by name.
Yep.
So it's just something that we do. It's one of our vices that we do. We go to the arcade.
So yeah, we got these two bears, and I'm sitting in the passenger seat looking at these little dudes trying to decide what we're going to name them. And I don't remember if it was a me thing or a you thing.
I think it was me.
But we came up with the idea to call one of them Keanu and one of them Reeves.
Yep.
And let me tell you, I kind of like the name Reeves.
Yeah.
For a bear. So yes, if you ever come to our house and you'd like to see Keanu and Reeves, I will introduce you.
They will be on display. Yeah, that's just a little ditty here about Mr. Reeves.
We like him.
Yeah.
He's a likable fella.
But yes, I think of all the movies I've seen with Keanu Reeves, this, again, you said it, might be his best acting performance by far. Mm-hmm. By far.
Yeah. And some of that's just the material. Just give him something to do.
Right.
Clearly he can do it.
Sure.
Don't always cast him as the idiot or the bro action dude.
Right. And like in Speed, he was kind of that bro action dude. He was the cop.
Yep.
You know, hotshot co-op.
A co-op.
Co-op. You know, and then going from Bill and Ted to this, you know, anything is going to be an improvement. But damn, him and Charlize, holy shit.
Yeah.
She was on fire. Mm-hmm.
She won an Academy Award not too many years after this.
Yep.
Good for her.
Damn well deserved.
Yeah.
Damn. But yeah, Keanu, the Keanu-thon continues.
We're going to have a couple more of these.
We'll have a couple more. We just hit the 90s. We did 80s. We did 90s. Next time is the 2000s. It's going to be a movie that...
The early aughts.
Right. It's going to be a movie that you haven't seen. It's not The Matrix. It is not The Matrix. We have seen The Matrix.
Me, not the people. Some of these people may have seen this movie.
I suppose. But this movie kind of came and went. You'll know what it is, but I don't know how many people have actually seen it.
Fact.
But we're going to cover that next time. But until then, if you want to reach out to us, again, tell us what your favorite Keanu Reeves movie is. Did you see this movie in the theater when it came out? Did you know that he was the devil when you first saw it? Whatever. Reach out to us. neverseenitpod@gmail.com. And follow us on Twitter, neverseenit_pod on Twitter. We tweet out whenever we post the episodes. But again, go and subscribe on your favorite podcast app if you aren't already. Or, hey, if you have an extra couple of bucks you want to throw our way, click on the link in the podcast description, throw us some money, and you can support the show.
Yeah, we know you're out there. People keep coming up to us and they're saying, I love what you're doing. So email me and tell me.
Email us. So if you want to just pat us on the back and don't have anything to say about a movie, we need positive reinforcement, guys. Tell us that we're not just doing this into the void.
We're desperate. No, we're not. No, we just like hearing from people, and we want you to be part of the conversation.
One of our favorite portions is talking about talking about people who are emailing us.
Yeah, let's have a Discord. Let's have a conversation.
Just have a conversation about. Hey, go back and listen to any of the other podcasts that we've done. It doesn't have to be about this one or recent ones. Just talk to us.
Yeah, let us know you're there.
But yes,
we love you.
We love you. Not just Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
We know you're there.
But yes, we will be back next time with another episode of Never Seen It. I have been one of your hosts, Trent, and she's Betsy.
Yes, I am.
We will be back with you later.
Bye.